Happy morning, everybody. A great afternoon and a wonderful evening, and Merry Christmas to everybody. Every master comes with a great message, and Jesus Christ, the core message of Jesus Christ is love. Love one another like love thyself. And meditation is helping us love ourselves. The whole lifetime of Jesus Christ, the message has always been love. Give that. Love another just the way you want to love yourself or you want to be loved. Whatever you wish to do to yourself, do to others. If you want a lot of wealth, do that to others. If you want a lot of peace, do that to others. Jesus Christ also has been, a lot of this non love is coming from judgment. He always said, judge ye not. Who are you to judge? Judge ye not has been one of the core things that we read from the scriptures, from the Bible, or from interpretations. Judge ye not. And if you look at it, that's one of the core reasons of why we cannot extend our love to others. One is judgment, significantly. Of course, another is our own selfish nature. He also said, unless thy two I become one, you cannot enter the kingdom of God or kingdom of heaven. Kingdom of heaven is within. And unless you become a child, you cannot enter the kingdom of within, kingdom of God. That's also there. Unless you become a child, you can't enter the kingdom of God. So different. There's a lot of messages that point, that indicate that we're learning from this grand master of love. Unless our two eyes become one, you can't enter the kingdom of God. Unless you become a child, you can't enter the kingdom of God. Both are same. We have to become a child. We have to be forgiving. We got to be loving. We got to be spontaneous. We have to be celebrating. That's what a child is. So this meditation is helping us become that. When we close our eyes and observe the breath, our two eyes are becoming one. We are getting into activating our true inner eye. In spiritual parlance, it's called third eye, our ability to see, understand, discerning, and then ability to understand and able to utilize it appropriately to make our decisions in life, gain that clarity. The third eye, pineal gland activation, is a way to receive from the energy field. The scientific explanation of third eye is that the sixth gland, which is the pineal gland, gets activated when the brain significantly slows down, when there's a lot of that melatonin gets produced, which gets transformed into different layers. Most certainly welcome to read about or listening to some lectures that Dr. Joe Dispenza has delivered beautifully on this subject. How meditation is activating this gland, and so how then we produce that antenna. It transforms into an antenna, so we receive signal, because ultimately everything is energy, which is a signal. So unless two eyes become one, you cannot enter the kingdom of God, which is a meditative state. Unless you become a child, you can't enter the kingdom of God, which is a wakeful state. Children are exactly living gods. No prejudice, no judgments. They can fight, but the next moment they are there around, all around the mother, with their brothers, sisters. They don't even remember. They're very spontaneous. They couldn't care what others think of them. This is what they want. They'll just ask, express. So we learn from all the great masters. I'm yet to read Bible, but I've definitely read few of the interpretations by others. And Patriji has written or spoke about it. Hopefully that book that he spoke about in Telugu, I'll try to translate it. But there's lots of messages from Jesus Christ. So it's great to be remembering his teachings, dear friends. On our closing day, we are absolutely on the path of the message that this Grand Master has given. No judgments, only love. Our whole heart elevation is all about that. Our gratitude is all about that. Our whole time in meditation is all about spending time in the kingdom of heaven or kingdom of God, which is, he also said, I am the Son of God and you are that too. Exactly what we say, Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. So, welcome back to our final session, dear friends. So, we'll take, there is one thing that we can do, as we've been, of course, talking about. This, our goal is to build a world full of leaders who are meditative, compassionate, and purpose driven. World full of leaders, meditative, compassionate, and then purpose driven, aligned to the purpose for a harmonious and fulfilling life for everybody, not just for ourselves. I really, really thank and bow down to Karthikeyan sir for the amount of support and awareness that he's been creating in exactly meeting that goal and wish. We're talking to various companies through his introductions where they want to be this to be reached out to thousands and thousands of people. Of course, many leaders have come through into this program, and I really greatly thank SVB sir for introducing it to so many eminent personalities, so many, and who in turn are already taking this to their people that they touch through their institutions, to their organizations. Exactly doing that for an harmonious and fulfilling life for everyone, not just for themselves. We can easily, many of us who may think that we do not have that power to influence, but it's not so. If we heard, if we heard Escala Mercedes, who said, if one person is sufficient in a group, in a room, to change the energy, the way we approach it, the way we ask questions, the way we put a point, it's no longer you try to question others. Instead, it is about being collaborative. It's always is no longer about pointing, it's about giving solution. So one person in a room can change the energy, and so you can have a different, whole different result out of a discussion or a meeting. So it doesn't matter whether we are in that empowered to be in that CEO seat or vice president seat, but every one of us, if we decide and choose to have our own audience, who do we want to teach? Who do we want to inform this in our organizations? We pick our audience. If I don't have that HR, if I feel that HR perhaps is not that conducive at this point as we think, first of all, we change our mind inner dialogue. Second, so be it. So there is somebody within my immediate group. It doesn't matter how many people. It's not about number of people. It's about whether I do that one person is there or not. Touch that one person. Every organization is always doing so many events, employee related events, quarterly calls, monthly calls. So each of those are opportunities to insert and talk about meditation. 5 minutes. First, it's about awareness creation. Then it's observing. Then it is jumping in to do it. Then, of course, then somebody transforms. So, dear friends, and I thank everybody. I thank Ramanisa for giving constant support, advice. Balasundaramji for doing so much service. Nadarajji for doing so much service. Professor Jagadish sir, being there throughout in in giving that encouragement, support, readily wanting to help, and Dr. NCS are coming forward to wanting to do this research because these are long-term strategies that you're putting in place. And many of you who have been introducing to your family and friends and many leaders. So let's go into our final meditation, dear friends. And it is only final for this 40 days. We are being so connected, but for many new people who have joined this, for many new people who have joined, come forward. This journey is a family journey. We become one big, larger family. One of our core goals of creating these WhatsApp groups, and even though it is at times challenging for us to find all those volunteers as facilitators and book club facilitators, is to see that we gain those friends that we can go travel together on this journey. we make friends. That's the only way that we can actually stay connected and keep our meditation practice strengthened, because then people inspire people. So those making those friends as a newcomer when you come in, and I hope that you have made enough friends. If not, it's never too late to open up and then saying hi to somebody in the group and then having that very open, trusting conversation. Meditation has to make people trustworthy. The mistrust naturally will go away, because a lot of times one of the reasons why I don't do is that there is a mistrust. And nobody is higher or lesser. That is also there. In meditation, we all see ourselves as equals. So very naturally one can reach out no matter what my position. We don't have to ever feel less self-worth or something tiny. We're all equal. So dear friends, so let's go into a meditation. Thanking everybody, including all the Buddha's leadership, so many volunteers, thanking everybody for coming together. And each and every person who has joined this meditation program are also contributing in a great way, because the start is that you come together and then meditate together, we actually change the energy in the environment. Whatever that intention that we set is exactly what it gets created outside. Many times the research have shown when a group of people meditate together to just particularly focus on reducing the crime in that area, the crime is reduced very naturally within a year. So relax yourself, dear friend. Sit comfortably. We are going into breath mindfulness meditation, Anapanasati. Our goal is to empty the mind. When we observe our normal natural breath, we become slowly empty of all thought in our mind. We observe the breath by taking a point here or anywhere, and their eyes closed, fingers into fingers, placing our hands comfortably in our lap, crossing our feet at ankle, and observe the breath is going in and coming out. Breath is going in and coming out. We get distracted in the process, and when we recognize we are gotten into thought, bring yourself back into breath again. This is the process called Anapanasati, a breath mindfulness meditation. And before we going into that, we do a heart elevation process to fill up our heart with heightened emotions of love, gratitude, compassion. Just follow my guidance actually for this. Relax yourself, sit comfortably. That's great meditation. Once again, many of you have been contributing in one way or the other. It's great. We are most certainly have larger plans to hire people dedicated full time to teach to so many graduate institutes. Those 37 million people or 250 million people that are there worldwide to teach this to the aspiring leaders. Thank you. Everything I owe to my grandmaster Patriji and and Koti. Please make Vani Madam co-host. That's great. Um, she's not able to unmute herself. And so Grandmaster Patriji and my younger brother, medical doctor, Dr. GK, who taught me meditation, who taught me many concepts of spiritual concepts for months. And then ever since I've been with Patriji, it's been such a beautiful ride. We really bring the potential out. You and I are equal. There is no difference. We are friends. We are co-travelers. We're not Guru Sishya. Breath is of Guru, not some external party, external entities of Guru. We latch on to the breath and it becomes your teacher. It's always there. External Guru, maybe they may not be there, but the breath is there with us. And such a beautiful way sharing. So everything, and his vision, his inspiration. If 20 hours a day that he's working, I felt I could definitely do it. And then ever since I've got observed Karthikeyan sir, and then the more I see in the last 10 years, boy, at that age, I mean, age is no just a number now, right, for all of us. But thinking about it, that he's traveling on a flight 2 days, Coimbatore 2 days, Chennai 2 days here. And I said, if they can do it, if they're able to do so, there is a lot more each of us can do. And that's really how I said it is enough for me to and then came out. So greatly grateful to the people who influenced me, and a lot of vision from Patriji. He's such a generous, such a compassionate master, but he's a Zen master who has less time wanting to make an impact. So that's why at times he may appear as raw, it might appear as something, but it's very straightforward. but the amount of knowledge that he has is enormous, and he doesn't want to waste time those who do not want to get it. He's just moving on constantly because his model is that plant the seed and keep going. There are billions of people, so you keep planting the seeds and keep going, because then some trees will come up there and they'll take care of rest of them around. That's the model that Patrice is working. So that's why he keeps moving from place to place, and I'm really really grateful to him for everything that I have learned, and then many of us are learning. So thank you, Patricia and Zvani, madam, your closing word of thanks. After that, we'll celebrate with some dance. So those of you join, so please join after that. Thank you.